Alright guys, Chris back from C2J the Saiyan Leads, bringing you guys another deck profile, and today we're going to be going over a new blue leader. It's going to be the Future Trunks leader. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, let me know what you guys think of this deck, and we'll start here with the leader. So this leader has a permanent that is extremely effective. It's a permanent where during your opponent's turn, if a card from your life were to be added to your hand, So this card has a really interesting permanent effect. During your opponent's turn, if you were to add a card from your life to your hand or place it in the drop, you may reveal it and add it to your hand instead. So if you are taking damage from crit, you basically can, or just a burn-like damage that goes to the drop, you can just add it to your hand if you reveal it. There's also some cards in the deck that have play effects with being able to be revealed, which we'll get into. When this card attacks, you draw one, and if you are at 4 life or your opponent's at 4 life, you may draw one and restand one. Very interesting awaken effect. On this side, same sort of permanent effect, same attack, but now your active main is you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, bottom deck it, and then at the end of your turn you get to restand one. So you have a 1 energy leader removal for battle cards, which is really effective to be able to get rid of some of those really annoying cards. Cough cough, 9-drop Shinrons. We'll go here into the deck here. So, I'm going to run the 4 Zeno super combos. Now, I was bouncing back and forth between just using the Zamasu super combos because they just are so devastatingly good. However, I like the effect of this card as of right now, and maybe my mind will change later if I end up changing this deck up. But I do think this is really strong. So for 5, when you're at 5 or life or less, during your opponent's turn, you can use this card to add a card from your life. From your energy to your hand, and then add a card from your hand to your energy. And this is in active mode. It doesn't say in rest mode or anything. If it's a multicolor card, obviously it will have energy exhaust, but this allows you to replace tapped energy in your energy area with untapped energy. Also has an effect for 1 energy where you can play it out and draw one. So you can play it out. If your opponent wants to waste energy, if they have to waste resources on killing 1-drops, so be it. But it does have a really interesting effect there. And then one of the more important cards in the deck is going to be the Supreme Kai of Time Unison. This works specifically with the Future Trunks leader. So it has an activate main, which you can basically self-awaken, add a card from your life to your hand, and then at the end of the turn you get to restand an energy. So if you add a card from your life, if it's one of the cards that you can reveal and have the play effect, and unfortunately does not have an effect. However, the activate main, you can add 1 card from your life to your hand and then add 1 card from your hand to your life. So this will allow you to you can manipulate what cards are in your life. Really effective because you're able to kind of manipulate and go, okay, I'm going to take this, put this here. So then when they swing at me, I'm going to reveal this and then gain the effect off. It's also 15k, so we can just swing down at unawakened leaders, and something that there's gonna be really hard for them to combo out of, waste some resources. We run 2 of the Zeno Unison. This is sort of a late game card. I only want to run 2 of it. I feel like after that, because I'm running 4 of the Supreme Kai, it gets a little heavy. So the reason why we run 2 is this card is super good later on in the game. We want to do a little bit of ramping in this deck, so if you can get it turn 2, great. But you don't really want to use it turn 2 because a lot of people I've been seeing, they'll use the main engine in this deck too early and they end up sacrificing energy and then they don't really have a way to come back in the game. So this is, for me, this is my turn 4 play. I'll play it out for 2. Hopefully I can restand 1, and then I can use its effect to play out another card, ramp, and now I would have a total of 5 energy, and then I can go into some bigger stuff from there. Or later on in the game, it's great. It also has a activate for 5 markers. You can warp. You basically bottom deck all cards in all battle areas. So field spells, battle cards, doesn't matter if they have barrier or not, they all go to the bottom of the deck. And it's just a good way to reset the game, get rid of your opponent's wide board or tall board, and give yourself an advantage or at least a chance to come back and be able to win. 4 dimension magic. Because we are playing blue. And then in this deck, because of all the energy manipulation, I am running 4 Senzu Bean as well. I actually don't like running 4 Senzu Bean. I wish I didn't have to run this card, but it is just obviously really good. So you should run 4 in a deck like this. If you have other cards that can manipulate energy, maybe not as much, or if you're not really running a deck manipulation, energy manipulation, probably don't need it as much. Maybe a 3 of, but 4 for what we have going on here. Our big body is going to be a Boonie. Most broken blue card in the game right now, hands down. Comes out, plays out 3 tokens, can't be KO'd if you have a token on board. Activate main, opponent reveals top card of their deck. If it's a battle card, get 3 stand energy at the end of your turn. You topple that with your leader effect. You're basically going to be able to restand 2 energy on your opponent's turn. So it gives you just a good chance to be able to play some defense. Also, this actually gives blue a very interesting aggressive turn. Play this out, you have 4 swings. You have a 20k, and then you have 3 15ks. So it makes it really hard to deal with. 2 hits. I know the Trunks Unison is a huge thing right now, and we run the Trunks Unison, but I think having this is still really, really good. For 3 energy, you can bounce 2 cards back. And this can also give us another body on board. And also then we have Trunks here as well. Now, the reason why I run both, every deck you guys will see me play that I run a counterplay, I'm generally running 2 different variations of counterplays, because there are going to be turns where your opponent may be able to play something out for free, or they are going to be playing something out that's a little bit cheaper, and you don't want to use this ability first, because when you use these counterplays, you can't use counterplays for the rest of the turn. So that's why this comes in. So let's say they play something down and I don't want it on the board. I'll play this. They'll, goes back to their hand, they'll do something else. And then let's say they try to play it out that same turn or something else. We can just pop this down now. So we just kind of played 2 different plays during that turn, making them waste resources. This card will obviously go to the drop area because of its effect, but it still just makes it really difficult for your opponent to do anything. You're basically just controlling every point of their game. Then we run 1 Desperate Measures for smaller battle cards. Same sort of idea. We'll use this one first for something small. Then they'll play something big. We'll drop Trunks, or we'll drop Hit if we have the energy for it. Any combination of those 3. Just you're making your opponent just waste resources and they're gaining nothing from it. 2 Ultra Instinct Goku Kamehamehas. 15k restand on your opponent's turn, or 15k draw 1 on your turn. 1 Dirty Burst. If I were to play in a tournament, I would probably side in 2 more of these. Just a really, 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 really good card. This will stop a lot of your opponent's plays, especially late game, because you just tap 2 energy, and now they can't attack with anything 7 or more for the duration of the turn. So if they play out a some sort of god card, that's great. You just play this, and now your opponent can't attack with anything else. Also, it's just a 1-drop negate too. So if you want to just negate some stuff, you can do that as well. Nothing wrong with that. Gives you something, just gives you another negate to play around with. Now, we're going to go into the important part of the deck, which is going to be all of the freaking Goku and Vegetas that we run for our engine. So we'll start with the Vegetas. So we have 4 of the Blades of Passion. If you reveal this on your opponent's turn, you can add it to your energy in rest mode and then draw a card. At the end of your next turn, this card was placed in your energy by a skill, it goes to the drop. If you hard cast putting it into your energy, it does not go away. But if you use your super combo ability, if you use your Zeno ability, if you use just the Trunks permanent ability, at the end of your turn it will go there. So it gives you a turn to do something, and you want to manipulate it with your energy, so you're getting 1 of these and 1 of the Gokus hopefully in your energy. So we have that one. We have 3 of the Heroic Warrior. Gains crit, 2-drop 15k, and when this card dies, you can draw 1 and add a 2-drop unison from your drop area back to your hand. And then 2 Vegeta, the Warrior that crossed time. It is a 1-drop negate specifically for future Trunks leaders. This is awesome, because in the format where you're just playing set 10 cards and there's not a ton of negates in this set, Trunks actually has one, and it's a 1-drop, brings out a 15k body and something else you can use for Fusion Potara. Now for the Gokus, we run 4 of the Son Goku Hope for Victory. Same thing as the first Vegeta. You reveal it from your hand, play it out in rest mode, draw a card. At the end of your turn, when you play this card with the skill, put it in the drop area. Just another Goku. Shuffle these, get those good there. 3 of the Son Goku Path to the Infinite. We can play this out for 1 by replacing a 4-drop blue card in our battle area. Play the card from our hand. And then allows us to go into the 7-drop Goku, which we play out for 2. Triple strike. Makes your opponent return all their battle cards to their hand, ignoring barrier. And then this card, during this card's combo, the card's battle phase, this card your opponent cannot combo. So if they swing at this, they can't combo. And if you swing with this, they can't combo. They have to negate. So we actually run a total of 9 Gokus and 9 Vegetas. That also have different effects as well, but we just wanted to run a good even amount of them for our next target, which is going to be the Vegito Infinite Radiance. So this is a deflect barrier 5-drop that can Union Patora for free with a blue Goku and a blue Vegeta. And then if you have 4 or more energy, you can actually use choose battle cards in your energy when you are choosing units and stuff. So you don't have to choose both. You can choose a Goku from your energy and a Vegeta from your battle area, or vice versa. That's why we run a good amount of these, because you actually can just choose whatever and then play this card out. Also, if you do use your energy, the energy can be tapped. So if you have a tapped energy from just using it from something, then you can play this out by using that energy that's tapped. Get rid of it, and then play this card out. And then obviously the big bomb in this deck is going to be Super Saiyan Blue Vegito Paralyzing Prowess. So this card here, I think Bandai did a really good job with this card. So it's an 8-drop 35k deflect barrier triple strike. A lot of keyword skills there. When this card is played and when it attacks, your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and puts them at the bottom of their deck in any order. So this is the epitome of blue hand destruction. You play it, they bottom deck 2. It has barrier and deflect, so there's nothing that's really going to hit this card. When this card hits the field, it's not going to be stopped. And then when you swing, they bottom deck 2 more. So they're removing 4 cards from their hand on this card's played turn, just from being played and then swinging. That's insane. That's really hard to deal with. And he's a 35k triple strike. This is almost like an SCR type of level of skills. I don't think it's broken because it does take some setup to get to. It costs 4 energy, and you need to have the 5-drop Vegito on the board. So there's a lot of things that go into it being. There's a lot of things that go into it being able to be this strong. So it's not really broken. It's just a really, really strong boss monster. And then to top it all off, we run the 4-drop. We run the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta SCR. You can mix this with Smoke Dragon if you want to. Either one is fine, truthfully. But I think this is great just because blue does not have a great finisher. And this card works really well in this deck. Just bombs the board, does more hand destruction. If you have both these on board, you're probably going to win. It's a lot of hand destruction. You swing with this, make them bottom deck 2 more, play this card out, rip 2 cards from their hand, 45k triple strike. It's hard to stop, and it can be removed by skills. So that's also really good as well. This is my Trunks deck. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the deck, and I'll see you guys in the next video.